Tuesday, video day. And not only video day, today, well, okay, maybe not today specifically, but this month in general, I'm not exactly sure what day exactly, I'd have to look. But pretty much this month marks not only a new year, but a new year for me in business here in town. A year ago, we'll say a year ago today, for sure I know because of time hop, I put my name on the door at the office here. The moving in process was actually over a few days, a weekish, whatever, getting all my stuff in here. But today, a year ago, I put my name on the building and I had a signed lease, and I started telling people where I was and what I was doing. So, real quick intro, kind of skipped over that. Welcome to Designer Drive. I'm Anna Perez. I'm the owner of 914 Graphics, which is the office you kind of see behind me. There's a lot more to it, but I'm not going to move the camera. I also started an organization called Legacy Co-Creative, which, I'll go into explanation about that some other time. But and I'm also co-owner with my husband for a performance shop here in the Houston area called 747 Garage. All right, now that you know who I am, what I do, make sure you subscribe to my channel. This channel is called Designer Drive. It initially was for graphic designers, and I will be doing more videos geared toward strictly graphic designers once I get them kind of more planned out. But the channel is actually turned into more of a for everybody channel. It's about life, it's about business, it's about all kinds of things, not just art and design. So anytime you watch one of my videos, you never know what it's going to pertain to and how it's going to, I'm right by the EMS station, which is great for videoing. Anyway, so you never know what I'm going to teach you. I lecture, that's what I do. Not just because I feel like I need to tell you how to do things. I'm a mom. I'm 41 years old, or fixing to be soon. I know things. The commercial I mentioned in the last video, I just really like it. It says, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. Ta-da! My life, okay? All right, so today's video is going to be about this past year. What have I learned? Being in town, bringing back my office. What have I picked up this year? What has benefited me? First off, I'll give you a little backstory. I've been doing graphic design since 2011 when I started school doing it, and I immediately went into business for myself. That does not mean I ran out before I even got a degree or anything and said, "Hi, I'm a business owner." No, it was a very slow progression, man. I created a name for myself, and I got me some business cards, and I started going door to door introducing myself to local businesses. I had a part-time job at an auto body shop, and me and him had an agreement from the very beginning that I was going to school for this, and this is, the most important thing. And then he was really an amazing boss, and for 4 years, I think it was 3 years. 3 years he let me do my school schedule, be a mom, but also, help him out the best I could. And I did, I started slowly and just kind of built myself up. I left temporarily to go work at one of the local sign shops here in town. Kind of was a flop, kind of wasn't. I learned some things, but I also learned that I definitely did not see myself ever being in a large company. It just wasn't a good fit for me. I think outside of the box too much. I'll be honest, I'm not the best team player. I'm a very one-man team type of thing, but we'll talk about that in a minute. I learned some things. I really had fun learning about digital printing and some of the machines that they use and how things are done, and it really kind of opened my eyes to some possibilities. So then I went back to the auto body shop for a while, and then in 2015 I left I was done with school. And some personal matters. I lost my father, and then I found out my mother was sick, so it was my time to kind of slow down my career and and working part-time, and I stayed home and took care of my mom for 2 years. And during those 2 years, I had busted my ass to acquire, my computer and my printers and my vinyl cutter and stuff, and I had made a name for myself with vinyl decals and doing t-shirts and stuff like that. And somewhere back then, I also opened up my office here in this building, I think in 2014 or 2013, something like that, temporarily in this exact office too, and then in another part of the building for a little while. I wasn't making enough money to make it make sense for me to stay here, because I also still had my part-time job at the auto body shop. So doing both of those was a little bit much for me at that time. So anyways, 2015, I moved everything home, started my home office. At the time, we lived in a home where I had the space to do it. I made the best of it, working around my mom's doctor visits and just really personally, my heart wasn't in it. It was somewhere else. It was with my mom. It was with the loss of my father. It was with my own struggling of mortality and really facing a lot of things that were coming my way at that time. So 9/14 slowed down for a while. I lost my mom in 2017, 2008, like toward the end of 2017, September. So 2018 was really a year of healing for me. It was a year of just taking a deep breath from everything that had gone on in the past couple years for us. And come toward the end of 2018, I was feeling great, feeling like myself again, and I started discussing with my husband, I need to get out of the house. I can't see myself growing as a business owner and actually putting all my heart into what I do unless I move it out of the house. Because to be honest, guys, so working at home sounds amazing, but when me personally, my personal struggle with working at home was that I got sidetracked. I got lazy, I got sidetracked. If I wasn't doing a whole lot, I went to the mall. If I didn't feel like working that day, I sat on the couch and watched TV. Like, I really was not focused. I would work a little bit. I need to go do the dishes. I'm going to go ahead and start dinner early. I'm going to go whatever. Like, I was not focused. So I told my husband, I said, there's only one way for me to fix this, and that is for me to move back into town. So he, my husband being the most supportive person in my life, said, let's do it. And Christmas time, he sat me down and he gave me a gift I'll never be able to thank him enough for. And he gave me everything I needed for me to build myself back up here. So I got a hold of the landlord of this building, found out he had space still available. So I came back to my old office. It's not set up anyway. I have a whole lot more, I'm going to say junk, clutter, materials, tools, all of the above that take up a whole lot more space than the first time around here. But I'm comfortable and I'm happy, and I've really enjoyed being back in town and being able to tell people I'm here, have clients have a place to come meet me instead of going to Starbucks or something like that. Like, I've really enjoyed my time here. So I'm going to go into it started off as 10 lessons, but I think I'm up to 11 or 12. I made notes because there's no way in hell I was going to remember it. So the 12 things that I've learned this past year being back in town and growing my own little business and really trying to make things happen, okay? First thing I came up with is money goes fast out, but slow coming back in. Ain't that the truth? I started out with a nest egg that sounded like a whole lot of money, and I'm telling you, not even halfway into being here, it's gone. Like, that shit disappeared like water. And it's everything from the big stuff to the little stuff, I bought a second computer, I bought some more material and just the things that I need to make money, right? But that's also batteries for my keyboard. It's toilet paper for the bathroom. It's just random stuff, pens, paper, and I'm actually very frugal with this type of stuff, but I'm telling you, money goes fast when you're trying to make things happen, and the money coming in when you're first getting started isn't nearly as quickly replenishing as it is going out. So if you're starting a new business, understand that you don't need everything right away. Be as tight on it as possible and make that shit last as long as possible, because it will not come back as quickly as it left. All right. Here's a lesson that I learned. You can be the smartest person in the room, but if they don't like you, they're not going to listen. I can come across harsh. I can come across very know-it-all, very, kind of, you know what I mean? I don't mean to be. I have to check myself on that. For many years, I built myself up as I'm a powerful woman. I know what I'm doing. I'm proud of who I am. And somewhere along that road, I lost my soft touch. I forget that I can have all the best intentions in the world, but if I make somebody feel like shit, they're not going to listen to me. If I make somebody feel like if I stepped on their ego a little too much, they're not going to like me. And one of the rules of business, and I don't care how you put it so many ways, if they don't like you, they're not going to give you their money. End of story. It's just not going to happen. So keep that in mind. You ain't got to be nice to everybody. You ain't got to be Miss Perfect or anything like that. But know that how you treat people is going to be a pure reflection on how successful you are. It's just the way it is. Working on it. I really am. Those that know me know I have a heart of gold, and everything I do is out of love. Those that don't know me, sometimes that lesson, that doesn't come across as easily. All right. Another lesson I learned, do new things. Man, I went to my first design convention this year. I've started this YouTube channel. I started a Twitter, which I swore up and down I never freaking do. There's a lot of things this year that I've kind of stepped out of my bubble and kind of did new things that either scared the shit out of me or that I swore up and down I never do because I thought it was stupid or whatever. When you learn, the more you learn, the more you realize that you got to do things that just are new. You got to keep it fresh. You got to keep doing things that keep things moving, all right? A lot of new things coming as well. All right, go to new places. That's, okay, if you're creative in any way, you should know that you always have to find new inspiration for what you're creating. And looking at the same walls, the same city, the same wherever you're at every day does not cultivate creativity. Get out. Like last year we went to Portland, Oregon. I freaking love that place, man. I'm going back. But every year we go at least one or two places just to get out of our bubble, because that is what invigorates us to keep doing what we do, so we can continue to travel, so we can continue to learn new things, so we can continue to do what we do and be badass at it. That's how it goes. So if you're stuck in your little bubble, your little box or whatever, get the fuck out of it and go do something new. Go see new things. Go meet new people. You won't regret it. I promise. All right. Another lesson I learned was to quit making assumptions. I hate that word because I hate when people assume anything. But so damn it, man, it sucks when you realize that you're doing it and you didn't even realize it. That you realize that you've been doing it and you didn't realize it. Does that make sense? I make assumptions about people. I make assumptions about situations. I make a lot of assumptions about what I think will work in the world and what won't. And sometimes, a lot of times, I'm right. I am right. I'm right a lot, and I'm not going to apologize for that. But I'm not always right. I'm gonna make a point that my daughter and my son, every kid my kid's age has tried to make to their parents, and I hate to admit it, but they were right and I was wrong. I used to say, and I'm not the only one, my whole generation says this, okay? It's not just me. Used to say that you can't make money off of YouTube. You're never going to be famous off of YouTube. You can't earn a living off of YouTube and Instagram. That's not a real job. That's not nobody does that as a career. Like, that's a hobby. Well, if you know anything at this point, you know that there's several millionaires out there, and some of them even being kids, for doing even some of the stupidest shit on YouTube, like opening up packages or playing video games or playing with toys. And these kids are getting famous and rich off of it. Is it stupid to me? Yes, it's stupid to me. It's still going to be stupid. It's insane. But just because I think it's stupid doesn't mean that it's not a reality. Hence why I got YouTube. Make me rich. No, I'm just kidding. That's not why I'm doing this. I won't turn down money though. But the truth is that all of us that have ever said these things that I used to say, we were wrong. And we were just as wrong as the older generation above us that talked bad about Facebook. All right, so if you don't know yet, I hate to burst your bubble if you're my age or older, Facebook is for the older generation. I didn't realize this. It's the AARP of freaking social media. Who'd have guessed? My kids have told me this. I've seen it on other videos. Great. I'm not going to say I was a pioneer of as one of the newer Facebook owners, because I wasn't. In fact, I think my aunt was on there before me. But let me tell you a little story. I got fired from my last apartment job because I created a Facebook business page for the apartment complex, and I was told that it was immature and stupid, only kids use Facebook. That was back in 2010. So just as my bosses were wrong about that, I was wrong about YouTube and celebrity status of Instagram and the capabilities of making a name for yourself via strictly social media, and YouTube being the main source. So yeah, that's my story on assumptions. Okay, don't assume anything about people, and don't assume anything about people's dreams, because just as you think that you have things or people figured out, it'll prove you wrong. All right, a few more. This is a good one. Like I'm going to keep this and post this everywhere because I think it's an amazing thing I came up with. It said, opportunities don't wear name tags. Read that again. Hear that again. Opportunities don't wear name tags. I'm speechless. I'm speechless because, and they're my words, but I don't know how to cultivate this. I hope y'all understand where I'm coming from with it. Basically means that put yourself out there. You don't know how it's going to pan out. You don't know what opportunities are out there that you just don't know. I'm a member of the chamber. It's not my cup of tea. It's not really something that I see myself continuing. I don't plan on renewing my membership this year. I just kind of fell off of the bandwagon of it because I didn't feel like I fit in, right? I didn't feel like that's my niche. It's not my group of people. Nothing against them, and I have nothing bad to say about anybody. I felt like an outsider. I felt uncomfortable, so I pulled myself from the equation. I'm still friends with some of them on Facebook, and I see what's going on, but I just don't participate, right? Well, one of the members contacts me, and she asked me to speak at, this week, in 2 days, one of their events. Excuse me? Me? Something that I didn't think that a group of people I didn't feel like I fit in with, they actually appreciate who I am. And so now I have this opportunity to speak in front of several business owners here in town and give them my take on whatever I decide to talk on, which is going to be branding and marketing and stuff like that. But who'd have thunk, right? That lady that reached out to me, she doesn't walk around with a name tag saying, hey, I support you. She just does. The people you meet in your business or in your life aren't going to have a thing over their head or a name tag or anything else saying, hey, this is your opportunity knocking. This is something that you should, I'm somebody you should speak to because you don't know the people that I know. It doesn't work like that. So what you do is you put on your smile, you put on your best, personality, and you go out there and shake hands and thank people, and you plant those seeds of you're a good person and you're doing good things. Hopefully good things come to you. That's how it works. So put yourself out there. You don't know what you're going to come across, who you're going to come across, or what you're going to accomplish in those practices, okay? All right, next, think about what you need to do to succeed. Now triple it. This was for me this year. Past couple weeks, man, New Year comes around, you start reevaluating, what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? What do I need to be doing? What do I need to stop doing? Whatever. And it basically boiled down to, I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing enough. I wasn't here enough. I had shut off my brain and my iPad and my computer at whatever time I decided to close down each day, which sometimes was 3 o'clock and sometimes was 5 o'clock. And I don't do shit for 3 days at a time. I guess I thought that was going to work for me, and it did not. So I have to take what I've been doing and triple it. So I work hardcore Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhat Thursday, and then it dies off Thursday afternoon, and I don't do shit again until Monday. So what do? Double time. My iPad goes home with me now every night. I don't care if it's to draw, if it's to write down more plans, if it's to use as a computer and email people, or, everything I do, I can do on that. So I may not be here triple time, but my brain and my creativity and my business are going to be working no matter where I'm at, whether I'm here or at home or whatever. I am no longer closing on Fridays because, hey, how am I going to make money if I'm not here? I've had several people over this past year ask me if I'm here on Friday, and they kind of, made it clear that was their only day off or whatever. So guess what? I'm going to have to start being here Fridays. No, ain't nothing wrong with that. I should have been here Fridays anyways. So basically, it's just reality check is that just whatever you think that you need to do, double time it, triple time it, because shit ain't gonna fall in your lap. You gotta go out and get it. You gotta make it happen. And I don't care if you're working from home, you're working from your office, you're working from your car, you take your laptop or your iPad to the park so your kid can play while you do whatever you're doing, just do more of it. Make work fit in somewhere, because this shit isn't going to be handed to you, okay? To me, to you, to anybody. It doesn't. My husband busts his ass. And yes, I complain sometimes because sometimes I feel like I never see him because he's always at work. And when he's not in the shop working, which he gets out there like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, he sometimes doesn't come inside the house till midnight. Then he's sitting on the couch answering text messages. But you know what? That's why he's booming, and that's why he's paying all the bills. Because he's making the money, right? So how am I going to do that? Same thing. See how it goes. Wish me luck. Lots of caffeine. All right, couple more. Passion and drive don't have days off. Okay, that applies to what I just told you. So, yeah. I don't care what you're doing. Take notes. Email people. Answer customers. I don't care what you're doing. Come up with ideas. Read a book. That's working too. Reading books are working because you're learning. You're learning so you can make your business thrive. All right. I learned that I can't do this alone. There have been many times where I'm the only one in here. I've said that before. That's what kind of why I started the YouTube channel, because I was here by myself, and hey, if I can't talk to anybody, let's talk to you. So, but reality is that I only have two hands, I only have one brain that's going nonstop. You know, like for instance, today I have like three more errands to run today, but yet I have stuff that needs to get done here too. So how am I supposed to do that alone? I have a couple of ladies that they've really earned my trust over the past couple years, and we're going to try to make, you know, them being my helpers on the days that they can work somehow. And I'll tell you what, the first day I had one of my assistants here yesterday, I got several orders in. Like it seems to, when I'm busy, it attracts more work. Like, I don't know how that works, but it just does. So I'm hoping that momentum keeps up, and between the three of us, we can really build what I got from the base that I'm trying to lay here. All right, two more. And I'm just going to group them together because they're kind of the same. They're going to go hand in hand. Be you and get back to your roots. Be you means don't fake it. You know, don't fake who you are. If you're not a suit and tie person, don't fucking wear a suit and tie. If you're not a dress girl, don't wear a dress. If you hate heels, wear your goddamn Converse. I don't care. It's your business. Now, do you need to be professional in how you act, how you, and everything else? Yeah. But it doesn't mean that you got to lose who you are. I cuss like a sailor. But I'm going to tell you right now, maybe on here, I do. And I've actually reeled it back on here because I know that some of my watchers aren't the biggest fans of it, and I get that. Not everybody is that way, but it is me. And they know it's me. When I'm talking to, I have a phrase, one of the kids that comes in here that I help out, he has filter issues. And so I explained to him, you can say whatever you want when you're with your friends, but you got to crank that filter up on high when you're talking to your grandma or your parents. How you talk to this person isn't necessarily the same as this person, and so forth and so on. And so you can be you. Just learn how to flow with your environment, flow with your customers, flow with what works and what doesn't work. Does that make sense? Just be you, okay? Be you and own it and love it. And if you are confident and you love who you are, people will love you for who you are as well. All right, get back to your roots means, for me, it means bust out the fucking paper and pencil again. It's time for me to draw. It's time for me to be creative. My business is creativity, so why the hell have I not been sketching things out? I don't know. I act like I was too busy for it. That was a lie. It really was a lie because I wasn't too busy for it. I want you to do something. If you own a business or you're thinking of owning a business, this is what I want you to do. I want you to really think about why you want to get into that business. Is there a reason for it? Really dig down deep and find out why you're wanting to do the things that you're wanting to do and build from that. Use that. That's going to be so important to you down the road in your branding, and if you haven't named your company yet, how you're going to name your company, how you're going to be with your patients, be with your clients and your staff if you have employees. It's all going to be rooted in who you are at your roots. Okay, if you're a Southern belle that believes in politeness and calling everybody sweetheart and honey, and that's part of you, then do it. If you're a city person, if I don't know, there's just so many different scenarios, but who you are to your core, for me, example, who I am to my core and my roots is that I love to help people. I love to make things easier for people. If I feel like there are things that I know how to do that for me is easy, but give other people headaches. For instance, Back to my roots. Oh, this is really gonna dig deep. Okay, so my daughter's in marching band, or she's in the high school band. I was in the high school band. The band has always meant something to me, because if you're a band kid, band nerd, past, present, future, whatever, you're gonna get this, okay? The band hall, the whole aura of the community of high school band is something very special, and it's near and dear to all of our hearts that have ever been a part of it. I'm 40 years old, and my other band nerd friends from high school, we all still say, proud to be a band nerd. That's what we were, we loved our fellow band members and our teachers and whatever, right? We all have stories about it. Anyway, so my daughter's in band, and this is hilarious, and it's a whole nother story, but I'm part of the band booster club, which was not an intention that I wanted to do, but it looks like it's going to be a regular thing for me for the next couple years, which I'm okay with it. The few band moms that I've connected with, I really think they're awesome, and I can't wait to spend more time with them, because they make me laugh. We have fun. Anyway, so I'm at the band booster meeting last night, and here lately I've been helping out with I finally got my foot in the door to start creating things for the band. I've created things like flyers for Facebook for them to share things. I've created some shirts for the flute group. I created name tags and sign-in sheets, just random miscellaneous things to really kind of help the band booster moms and some of the other parts of the band in ways that they didn't have help before, right? So the band director asked me last night, he announced that he wanted to start doing this thing, which is basically a weekly newsletter. It's kind of a what's happening in the band this week, what's happening, what's coming up. He's just wanting to create this thing where it's another form of communication to make sure everybody's on the same page. And man, I'm all about that. I used to make newsletters for the apartment complexes. Every apartment complexes I've ever worked at, which I lost count. I don't remember how many, but a lot. I've always been the one that made the newsletters, because it's just fun. Newsletters are fun. You can make it really cute and fun. And he's like, "Do you think you can help me with this?" He goes, "I created this," and he showed it to me, and it's there. But I told him straight up, it's boring. And he's like, "Well, that's what I was hoping that you could help me with." And I'm like, I got you. So back to my roots. I'm helping create the weekly newsletter for my alma mater band, man. The high school that I went to, the band that I came from, that my kids have been a part of. My son was a part of it. My daughter's now a part of it. And it's taken a few years. I wanted to get my foot in the door a lot earlier than this, but hey, I'll take the next couple years proudly. Okay, so yeah, start back to your roots, man. Dig back to what strikes your heart chords, man. What really makes you happy, and what puts a smile on your face. So that's my tips for this past year. That's the things that I've learned. That's my tips for you, however you want to take it. But I got to wrap this up, because we're going over 30 minutes, and God damn, these videos are getting longer and longer. Thursday I'll be back with good advice. If you're starting a business, if you're thinking about venturing out and doing something, do it. Do it, but understand it's not easy. Understand that it's going to be a whole lot harder than you think it is, but don't let that scare you. Just be honest with yourself, and honest with the fact that it's going to be a journey of ups and downs and lefts and rights and over the hills and under the bridge. It's going to be all those things, okay? But I tell you, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love what I do. That's the key to it. If you love what you do, it'll be worth it, and it won't make you go hide from everybody, I promise. You'll find ways to navigate it. You'll come across people that will help you. If it's meant to be, it'll pan out. I promise. All right, that's it for today. I will see y'all Thursday, and I hope everybody has a wonderful week. I will see y'all on Thursday. Have a good one.